Okay, Sarvanama Shabdaha in Sanskrit is nothing but pronouns in English. So, like how pronouns are used in English grammar, same way in Sanskrit also. The first and very commonly used table that is connected with Sarvanama Shabdaha is Tat Shabdaha. And we have three genders in Sanskrit: Pullingam, Strilingam, Navamsakalingam. So obviously the pronouns are also categorized. Whichever pronoun it is categorized into three genders. That is Pullingam, Strilingam, Navamsakalingam. Let's see the first sentence that is given in Ekavajanam, Dvivajanam and Bahuvajanam in Pullingam. Balakah padati, balakau padataha, balakaha kridanti. So here one boy is reading or studying. Kim balakah padati, is the boy reading? Saha padati. Yes, he is reading. So we don't have to repeat the word balakaha to say that. We can say yes, he is reading. So he in Sanskrit is saha. In Ekavajana. When we are talking about one boy, we can say he is reading saha padati. Balakau padataha, kim tau likhataha, are both of them writing? Them, both of them. So both of them in Sanskrit is tau for Pullingam. Na tau padataha, both of them are reading. Balakaha kridanti, boys are playing. So kim te kridanti? Are they playing? Te kridanti. Yes, they are playing. So instead of balakaha, balakau and balakaha respectively, we can use saha, tau and te as pronouns to say he, those two and they all.
Let's actually put this into practice and solve these transformation exercises together. Notice the very top row here, labeled 1, 2, and 3. Imagine we have a single boy reading, then two boys studying together, and finally a whole group of boys playing. This sequence perfectly demonstrates the masculine, or pullingam, transformations for the first case. This is known as the prathama vibhakti, or the nominative case, which is what we use for the subject of a sentence. Let's see exactly how that shape-shifting happens based purely on the number of boys.
All right, let's break those pratama transformations down clearly. In step 1, for the singular form, we have balakaha patati, meaning the boy reads. When we swap out the boy for the pronoun that or he, it becomes saha patati. So, for one masculine subject, our word is saha. Now, step 2, we move to the dual form. Balakau patata, the two boys read, transforms into tau patata. The pronoun shifts to tau because we have two masculine subjects. And finally, step 3, the plural form. Balakaha kridanti, the boys play, becomes te kridanti. For 3 or more masculine subjects, the pronoun shifts yet again to te. So we have saha tau te, one, two, many. Pretty straightforward, right?
Now let's see how this all builds in section 3. The complete masculine table pulling out.
Okay, here it is. The complete masculine or pullingam table for tut. Now I know, it looks like a ton of information. A massive grid of 21 words can be a bit startling, but I promise you recognizing the patterns makes this highly digestible. You can clearly see our columns: singular, eka, dual, dvi, and plural, bahu. And going down the left side, we've got our 7 cases, starting from prathama all the way down to saptami. Take a look at the very first row, prathama. Sa, to, te. Hey, we just learned that. Now look right below it at the second row, dvitiya, which is the accusative case used for the object of a sentence. We have tam, to, tan. Did you catch that? The dual form to is exactly the same in both the first and second cases. That is a total cheat code right there. As you work your way down, you'll see forms like tena in the third case, and it goes all the way down to tesmin, teyo, and teshu in the 7th case, the saptami or locative case. Basically, each row just represents a different function in your sentence, whether you're trying to say by him, from him, or in him.
Let's focus our attention for a minute in section 4, mastering specific cases, chatuturai and sheshti.
I want to look at the singular forms for the 4th and 6th cases side by side, because these two often trip beginners up. On the left, we've got chaturti, the dative case. The word here is tasmai. On the right, we have shashti, the genitive case, and that word is tasya. So the crucial takeaway here is really understanding their distinct functional English translations. You use tasmai when you want to say to him or for him, like if you were giving a book to him. But you use tasya when you want to show possession, meaning his or of him, like if you were talking about his book. Tasmai versus tasya. Honestly, keeping these two distinct in your mind will instantly improve your Sanskrit accuracy.
Which brings us to Section 5, your Sanskrit takeaways, connecting the genders.
Okay, let's wrap this up with your key takeaways. First off, that masculine table we just studied, it is truly your foundational key. And why is that? Well, that leads to our second point. According to the grammar rules, the neuter gender, or napumseki lingam, declensions from the third case, tritiya, all the way down to the seventh case, saptami, are completely 100% identical to the masculine ones. Guys, this is a massive time-saving shortcut. By putting in the effort to master the masculine table today, you've actually just learned the vast majority of the neuter table automatically. You literally just got 2 for the price of 1.
So, we know exactly how to talk about that boy using the pullingam table. And we've already got a massive head start on the neuter table. But that leaves us with one pretty big question. If sa points to a boy, how do all these rules shift when we want to talk about a girl using the feminine gender, or strilingam?
Same way we have pronouns for strilingam also. When we say balika padati, kim sa padati is she studying. So she in Sanskrit is sa. Sa padati. Yes, she is studying according to the picture. Balike hasataha. 2 girls are laughing. Kim te hasataha. Are they both laughing? Te hasataha. Yes, they both are laughing. Balikaha nrityanti. All girls are dancing. Kim taha nrityanti? Are they all dancing? Taha nrityanti. So, like ekvajanam, dvivajanam and bahuvajanam form in strilingam, balika, balike, balikaha. She, those two and they are in strilingam is sa, te, taha respectively. And it is repeated in navamsakalingam also. So, pustakam asti. There is a book. Kim tat phalam asti is that. So he and she is not there. Here it will be that. Is that a fruit? Nahi. Tad tu phalam asti. That is a book. Tad tu nahi na tu phalam asti. Tad tu pustakam asti. That is a book. Te pustake staha. Those two are books. Kim te amre staha? Are they mangoes? Nahi. Te pustake staha. Those two are books. Tani pushpani santi. They are flowers. Kim tani amrani santi? Are they mangoes? Nahi. Tani pushpani santi. So for pustakam, ekavajanam it is tat. For pustake it is te. Ending is rhyming. Same here. Ending will be rhyming. Pushpani tani. So, saha taute in pullingam, sa te taha in strilingam, tat te tani in navamsakalingam.